time. It's time for the Billy Flint Experience.
Thank you so much for joining me tonight for another Billy Flint Experience. I am Billy Flint. Hope everyone is doing wonderful tonight or in the evening or the morning, depending on where you are in the world. Of course, you're coming live here from Germany. I'm feeling kind of good tonight. But we're going to get into the topic, which the show's title. I had to write this down. Okay, I changed it, but the new title is called The Bill Cosby and the R.Kelly Fan Club. Wait a minute. That wasn't an applause for the fan club. It was just applause for the title because the title is the show. I tell you. Before it's just this celebrity, what is it called? Celebrity. This whole thing about celebrities, and it seems as though they all look out for each other. As I said in my last podcast about the R.Kelly trial and him being found guilty, and they were saying that one of the charges, he was guilty on all charges, but one of the charges that stuck out to me was the racketeering. And I was asking the question, well, if it's racketeering, that means that by the definition of that, the name of that crime, it has something to do with the individual and maybe a group. It's a group effort. It's more than one person when you get convicted of racketeering, from my understanding, from my research. So the whole thing is surrounded by basically Bill Cosby is running his mouth. He shut the hell up. He doesn't even need to talk. He beat the case from which he was being charged on sexual abuse back in the 70s. But we're not going to get into that. The point is that he's been running his mouth on social, not on social medias, but on other main news media platforms. And he's been saying that R. Kelly has been railroaded during his trial. This is what he said. Quote, R. Kelly is being railroaded. And it also says that, and it's also an assault on successful black men. And again, like I said, Bill Cosby needs to shut his mouth. I mean, really, he needs to shut his mouth. He is actually a stooge. He gets the Stooge Award. He gets the Stooge Award. he gets the Stooge Award. And as a matter of fact, Bill Cosby's doing the same thing that O.J. Simpson did once he got out of prison. First thing he did was get in front of a camera and start running his mouth or connecting himself to a crime that closely resembles the reason that they were in trial in the first place. Okay, Bill Cosby saying something as dumb as that, and he just got out of prison from pretty much the same thing that R.Kelly has been convicted on. It just boggles my mind. It boggles my mind when I think about it. And when my main concern, actually, now that R. Kelly has been found guilty, and like I said before, I never liked any of his music. I wasn't into what his genre, his style. I thought he was a clown. I've always thought he was a clown. But the multitude of fans and his fan base that stood by him all these years, close to 30 years, or at least close to 25 years, I would say, because that's when a lot of the trouble was starting. And you had his fans, rabid fans, standing next to him. And it seems as though now there's no one, or everyone is trying to distance themselves from R. Kelly. But then you have people like, again, Bill Cosby and Chuck D. But Chuck D, he backflipped and he took back his statement. But yeah, he was capping for R. Kelly, talking about some particulars, whatever the crazy stuff that I don't even want to comment. But when I read on the internet that he made a comment, and it was almost like he was, possibly looking over or looking past the importance of R. Kelly being convicted of his crimes. But again, today on the internet, they were saying that Chuck D, famously from Public Enemy, has said that, he didn't, I guess he was saying that he didn't read or he didn't get all of the information based on what the comment that he said. So he kind of pulled back and said, now that I understand it's much deeper, basically I didn't mean what I said. But I digress. But as I was speaking about earlier, that celebrities or the people that, or just like give an example again, Bill Cosby and all through the 70s. Okay, all through the 70s, Bill Cosby was a very important actor. Very, very important actor. Very popular actor. And it seemed like the whole system is set up to where they give people power, or make-believe power, but they give them, their celebriality. Give them their fame. Give them a make-believe of power. And it never fails. They always abuse it. And then years later, you find out this embarrassing situation that they were in. And I'm pretty much sure R. Kelly, throughout all his life, or his celebrity life, his career, they put, fans put these people on a pedestal, and they get drunk with that power. And then it all comes crashing down. And then it's a different story. I find that very, very interesting. But as I said before, Bill Cosby needs to shut his mouth. Just, you got out of prison, go play golf. Stay off of the news platforms. Just go live your life, he was lucky. He was very, very lucky. And some will say that, he wasn't good. I think, going back to O.J. Simpson, give you an example. Going back to O.J. Simpson and his trial. During that time, the nation, America, was split. It was either pro O.J. or against him. No matter what the trial, no matter what the outcome of the trial was, is either you're for OJ or you're against OJ. And the country was divided. Majority of the white people was on Nicole Brown's side. Rest in peace. And most of the black nation or black people was on OJ's side. It was basically divided down the middle based on race. And yeah, I gotta be honest. Okay, yeah, I believe the conspiracy theories. I was pretty young when it happened, but I remember just listening to all of the conspiracy theories behind it, behind the trial and the information. And yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, they're trying to convict a black man. Be honest, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, but the older I got, the older I have become in my experiences in life, I think O.J. Simpson is guilty. Straight up. And I guess I can attribute my mindset, maybe it's because of the fact that I left America and I moved to Europe. So my thinking is completely different now. Because I've been here for maybe 10 years. Yeah, my thinking is completely different now than what it was when I was in America, when I was living in America. So as I gotten older, I started to see things differently. And honestly, like I said, I really think that if O.J. Simpson didn't pull the trigger, if he didn't kill Nicole Simpson Brown, I think he knew who did. And I think he set it up. Allegedly. But I do. I really do. And it's the same thing with R.Kelly. Well, I knew he was guilty when the first charges came up with the sex tape. I didn't see the sex tape. I believe in a conspiracy theory that sex tape was to set anybody up who view it. Then that would make his charge less, because everybody's seen a tape with a grown man and an underage child having sexual relations. And I think that was, well, I think it was just a conspiracy. I don't know. I think that's what it was. So, they put the tape out there. Yeah, it was coming to a head. It was just definitely paused. It was coming to a head that, yeah, R. Kelly knew his time was limited. Eventually it's gonna catch up with him. So okay, yeah, let me put this on tape, leak it amongst people, and watch it spread. So whoever watch it, it's like, well, you're just as guilty as I am, because you're watching a pornographic tape of an adult and a minor. And I knew that then. The tape was circulating in the late 90s, early 2000s, I think. I don't remember, but it was around that time, and I was like, I don't want to see that, because like I said, I was never really into R.Kelly. I thought he was a clown. So it was like, oh, well, I don't care about seeing it. And like then, I just knew he was guilty, like it was then, as it is now. It's no different. But what really stunned me was, again, his rabid fan base. That no matter what, and how people sit up here and say, well, you gotta separate the person from their art. No, you don't do that. Because a lot of times, speaking as an artist, a lot of my artwork, a lot of my photography, a lot of my music is drawn from my experiences. So how can you separate an individual and their behavior or what they do behind closed doors? How can you separate that person from their art? Because an art is a representation of that artist. They're pulling from different resources. They're pulling from different experiences in their life. And that's how they come up with whichever medium that they're working in. That's how they come up with their artwork. So, again, I said before in my last podcast, and again, I have to repeat, these people, your Harvey Weinsteins, your Bill Cosbys, your R.Kellys, Roman Polanski's, Jeffrey Epstein, all these people, all these characters, they run in the same circles. And they will support each other. Because their paths interwoven. So that's my thought on this Bill Cosby comment. Please do leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Also, it would be nice if you hit that like button. And if you want to subscribe, I have some more interesting content coming up. And I'm working on it right now. Again, I'm just starting out in this podcast, so this is fairly new to me, but so far, so good. And once again, thank you so much for listening to Billy Flint Experience. I am Billy Flint, and you have a wonderful, wonderful day and the rest of the evening. Talk to you again soon.